Hello everyone, this is Planckera, and welcome to my universe. And hello there, Jenny. Welcome. Last time I finished most of the hair, so let's go ahead and hide all of my foreground stuff. There we go, so this way I can actually kind of start working on all of this. So I did all the front hair there. I think it's okay. I might add some loose strands and stuff later. I don't really want to do that right now. I kind of want to sit on it and make sure that I actually like what's there. And maybe some minor contrast issues aside, I actually do think it looks pretty okay. So there's nothing big that I really want to fix about it. I don't even think it looks quite as slimy as I remember it being, so that's a good sign too. Might just adjust a few things here and there, but the big thing that I want to adjust right now is I still want to poke at the eyes a little bit. Eyes are just one of those things. It's a major focal point, so I do like to try to get them very much right. And right now, I just I felt like the little bump that I was having from her cheek, you know, if you smile really, really wide, your eyes will kind of make this kind of shape. You know, the happy face. But I thought it was a little bit too much. So I just want to tone that back just a tad. And I might even make the upper lash thicker. I haven't completely decided yet. Basically, I want to try a few things. I've been a little bit unsatisfied with my eyes in the last couple of drawings that I've done. So I have been wanting to try things. Just see what I can do. Okay. So I think the big thing that I wanted to change here was just... I just want them to be a little bit thicker. Still just a little bit more up at the top here. And then besides that, I might mess with the eyelashes just a little bit. The little pointy parts of the eyelashes, that is. And I don't know how I feel about it blending in with the skin tone here. It's like normal to do that, but I don't know if I like it. So I think I'm just going to not do that. Okay, it looks like that part's actually on this layer. And instead, just kind of keep the contrast high. I enjoy my high contrast stuff. So I enjoy it lots. It makes me happy. But I might put some more light on it. But it's like, I'm not entirely sure, but that's basically the purpose of trying things, so that is what I will be doing. Let's clean that up just a little bit there and get some of this other stuff in there. I do kind of like the color on the tips of the eyelashes kind of fading. That's specific to this lighting scenario since it's lit from the bottom. Again, moon, not my primary light source here. It's the magic circle at the bottom of the screen. You can kind of see it in my thumbnail up here. So the light is coming from the bottom, not from behind. The rim lighting I will be dealing with later. So that's kind of how I'm thinking about this right now. And then I'm using her hair color to be the highlight here. And I think that will work fine. I might add some specific coloring later, but not yet. Anyway, I just wanted this side to glow a little bit more. I think I need to take that color back just a tad, but overall, I think I like that change. And I might merge these layers together. It'll make it a little bit harder for me to go add more thickness there, so I should really make sure that I like what I have before I go messing with these things. And I should probably zoom out and actually check that before I keep adding more details. That's dangerous. Okay, yeah, I think that's thick enough. And actually, you know what? Before I add any more detail to these eyelashes, I think I need to actually work on the face. I've been holding off, but I think the location of these eyes will not be changing. They'll just get more refined. So I think I can safely run to the face now. And thank you very much, Kanjiro. It's time to make things look even better. Okay. So I have a lot of the basic stuff in place. So now I'm just kind of gonna be blending a lot of it together. Want a little bit of shadow going into the below the brows there, just a little bit. And this is where my reference images will help me a lot. I have a couple about what faces look like when they're lit from below. And I will be using them a lot. Alright, so I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start blending things with the airbrush. I might need to do some slightly different stuff. I don't know yet. But this is fine for start. Okay, so let's actually get this face a little more refined. I think it should make it easier to tell what I need to do with the eyelashes to make them look nice. Okay, and I have something very specific I want to do with her eyes here. Because one thing I notice when I look at faces lit from below is that there's a bright light right underneath them. You know, that'd be the eye bags on a normal person being lit. And I want to see if it looks good on the anime girl. It honestly might not, just due to how anime faces are structured. But I would like to try. I just want to see how it all shakes out. And this shadow will be much harder than the rest because it's from the knuckles pressing up against her cheek there. So I want that to be hard and thin, because her hand is supposed to be right up against her cheek. Yeah, there we go. I actually like that. It does look like she's like pushing her cheek up just a little bit. And I think I like that. I'm even going to adjust this curve a little bit to really emphasize that impression. Yeah, and even if I want to add more detail later, this is already making what I need to do for the eyelashes a little bit more clear. Okay. So let's see if this looks good. I'd say yes. Yeah, that's pretty nice. And with how big the smile is, I kind of want that to have that unnatural cheek going up shape. Okay, yeah, I like this. And then from the brows, should kind of come down here into the nose. I think I actually want mid-tone there, not highlight. Yes. This will come up and around the nose, and let's see, the nose itself. I've been using this as a placeholder, so this way I would know where the nose goes. But now I think it's about time to actually draw the nose here. Okay. I'm kind of deciding how I want it to be. Let's see. I don't really want to get rid of the face there. I'm just going to move the nose onto another layer so that this way I can hide it and show it as I please. Potentially, maybe even just color it. No. I think I'm gonna end up hiding it in the end, so I'll just leave it like this for now. Let me see if I can find a reference with the head itself at an angle. Okay. Okay. Yes, I have ideas. I'm not sure how detailed I want our nostrils and stuff to be. Like, it's not meant to be realistic at all. It's still meant to be extremely anime, so I don't want to go too hard on details here, otherwise I'll be veering too close into semi-realism, and then that'll make other things look weird, and nah. It's all very messy. Because if I veer into semi-realism territory, then I have to do a bunch of other things, and needless to say, the realism in my current mouth, eyes, hair, very low. It's just soft. So I don't want to go too hard on the nose here. It honestly might just be fine as a triangle. So if I have the bright light, super bright light here, and then mid-tone on this side, is this sufficient? Or even too much? It's okay, this is why I'm keeping this little line here. Because it's very possible that... Yeah, I don't think I like it. I don't. Okay. I'm gonna try some things here, because I don't want the nose to be this hard. This is a really hard line. Even the mouth here, I think I'm gonna blur that line a little bit, make it a little bit softer. So I'm gonna have to try some things here. It's like the me of the past made more detailed noses that I think I want to make right now. Okay, no, I have some thoughts. If I color this and just make it this color, and then I'm gonna duplicate the layer, and just in case it doesn't go the way I want, I'm gonna merge it here. Okay. So now I have a copy in case things don't go the way I want. And I can focus on kind of bringing this light on the bottom of the nose here out. And I still have my reference even. If I want to tell myself where it is and if I have this triangle in a good spot. Okay. I am ready to try things. Admittedly, it's been a while since I've thought this hard on an anime nose. Most of the time I just draw a dot and call it good. Or at least that's what I've been doing lately. Let's try to make this a little cuter. It's like right there in the middle of her face, so I want it to look nice. I don't know if I like it, but I'll leave it like that for now. Okay, and then apparently I decided that I wanted a little bit of highlight over on the cheek there, which, I don't know, I think it makes sense. Let's see, back to my references of faces lit from below. There's going to be a little shadow kind of underneath the lip here. Just from the shape of the chin. Another one that may not need for anime, but I think it makes her face look a little bit more interesting here, so I think I'll put it in for now. What's it do to the lips? Could probably do a little tiny thing on the lower lip here. I'll probably put a little bit of redness there regardless. So I don't think I have to go too hard in the shadow here. It'll just look dark by default. The upper lip, however, I do want to look bright. And even if I'm not planning on drawing detailed lips here, I just think that looks good. I don't think it needs detailed lips to have the light be worthwhile. It just makes it look so much more smarmy. Okay, and I want it to be dark around the corners. Yeah, and the cheeks are going up due to the angle that all of this is being drawn at. Her head is kind of tilted back. Okay. And I just kind of want to gradually gradate this part right here. There's lots and lots of harder shadows around. So I think I can gradate kind of where the cheeks go into the eyes here, up and by the nose. So I think that's fine. Even gonna put a little bit more there. But I want it to be pretty hard on kind of this part of the cheek. My references say that this part should be lit. And, like, her mouth is in a very unnatural shape here, so I can't follow the references one-to-one. But they can give me ideas. They can give me some ideas on how to make it look a little bit better. My goal with references is never to copy them anyway. It's just to give me some ideas on how something should look if I'm not entirely sure. How things look in real life is only the first step. Okay. I don't like how gray that shadow is, so let's pick a new one. Where's my swatch? I am going to add a new skin tone that is a little bit less gray, because I feel like it should be a little bit darker up here. Why intuition? I just think it'll look nicer. That's kind of bright. I don't know, it's getting a little pink. Yeah, that's a little bit too gray. Let's put more purple into this. Oh, that's way too much. Yeah. I might just need to pick the color myself, because I clearly have a thought. Okay, well, this one's alright. I'm going to rejoin it with the swatch here. And you can see it's a bit darker and a bit less gray than this, so this is more purple than this one. I was mostly unsatisfied with the grayness of it all. Okay. I just put a little shadow up there. And then a little bit from this hair. And this is a little bit of an unusual situation. Since it's being lit from the bottom, the cast shadows from the hair actually go up. So, like, this doesn't need a cast shadow. If the light was coming from the top, it would, but because it's coming from the bottom, I actually want the cast shadow on this side of her hair. Kind of the same with here. And then I think there should be a good-sized one up here, too. This one doesn't really need it. Here kind of does. From the hand, mostly. Okay. And then I think I'll put a little bit more detail around the eyes here. Of just like the eyelids. I don't think I'll be changing things up there too much. So I think this is pretty safe to do. Okay. And then my references say that the eyelids are actually pretty dark. So I will go ahead and put a shadow there. That should be pretty good once I actually clean it up. How are we looking so far? I don't know, there's something that still looks a little smeary about that cheek there. Okay. It's like it does, the shadow does go up into the nose, but I think I just have it tilted the wrong direction. Do I? And then there's like some shadow around the corner of the nose that goes down into the mouth. So kind of like this, and then I think I want it to kind of go up just to kind of emphasize the big smile there. And then I just need to find the balance between anime and how faces like this are lit. Okay, maybe I don't like the gradation there. Okay, I want to try to kind of join these two light areas just a little bit. Ooh. Do I not like it getting this close to the nose? Is that what's bothering me? Do I like it better when it's just over here? The structure of the anime face. It's a little bit different from what you'd see in real life. I guess that's okay. Let's see. Where do I want to blend this? So basically, I think it should actually be like, if I think about where the side plane of her face is, it's like right here. But I think that should actually be getting caught by light in this case, because her head is slightly facing that direction. Whereas normally that would be a little bit more shadowed. And if that's the case... it's here where I want to blend it a little bit better. As I can tell, there's like certain parts here that want to be softer. Okay, yeah, that seems all right. And I have the bright light right now. You are not bright. You are normal. I don't know how to feel about that nose still, but I think it might be okay. Let me look at another reference here. I just want to see how some people do it. I see a lot of it is done with glowing eyes, which I will also be doing, but I haven't drawn it yet. Okay. More thoughts. I might bind a few planes together. I don't know. Does it look better if I just do this and thus also this? I think so, yeah. Okay. So I will I will simplify some of the shadow shapes here. And kind of converge them around the nose and mouth a little bit. Okay. Oh, I do not have the right color. So I think this is my base skin tone. Yeah. And this is my highlight. Yes, I had to put it over on the castle because otherwise I wouldn't see it against the moon. Okay. Let's see if this helps at all. And let me compare that to more closer to what I had before. Yeah, I feel like this is a little bit more unified. And then I can kind of cut into the cheeks over here a little bit more. Okay. Yeah, I think this should work. And this one will be a little higher up because her finger's pushing it up. Okay. I just want to roll this cheek up a little bit. Kind of emphasize that smirk a little bit more. And then I'll see if I want to put the shadow that I currently have around here. I'm not sure if I do. It might look okay, it might not. For this expression specifically, I think it works. I actually do. Even though it is just kind of a random little shadow out there. Okay. Okay, so now I can kinda smooth a few things out. And from there, I think I'll be able to just perfect everything. I want here to be softer. I want here to be harder, here to be softer. Okay, but I think that looks pretty good. And then over here, I think it's fine for this to be just harder all the way, since I kind of want to emphasize the finger pushing it up. Make it look just a little bit unnatural. I think that is appropriate here. Okay. Let me get those lights under the eyes. And just have it fade into this very dark color from the hair. I think that'll look pretty good. Okay, there we go. I'm feeling man. Rock in my throat there. I'm feeling pretty good about this. I'm just gonna let it fold upward a little. Okay. So now I just gotta clean up a few of the shapes here. Let's see, with as much as I'm refining this, I might actually go back and work on the hand a little bit too. Once my eye stops being itchy. Alright, there we go. And let's see, how do I want the skin to fold due to the hands touching it? Honestly, I think this is fine. Yeah, I think this is fine. With maybe just a little bit of purple down there. Okay. Let's go ahead and do the corner of the mouth here. And before I blend in the rest of the mouth proper here, I'm gonna go ahead and do the nose. And I think the eyelids as well. Okay, man, that is such a smirk. I like it. Oh man, it makes me happy. Okay, I'm just gonna fade it out over here a little bit, and then I can get the highlight that's gonna sit on top in there a little bit better. Yes, let's emphasize the smarminess of the smirk. It is perfect. I like it a lot. Why is it not switching? Oh, I'm hitting the wrong button. That would do it. Okay, and I'll go ahead and add a few more lights around the chin here. And in theory, I'll clean up the shadow. Let's see, on my references, is it hard or soft? It is pretty soft. So I'll blend out the edges as well. Oh, it's a tough choice. Well, yes, I figured it was time to clean up the face a little bit. And, yeah, it kind of brought out everything that was in my head, so I'm very pleased. Okay. And I think I will do something similar on this side, just not quite as strong. This one won't get the highlight. And the shadow will be a little bit lighter. But it needs a little bit over there. It needs a little bit. It'll get lonely otherwise. Okay. Let's see, I think I want to smooth this just a little bit more. Okay. Let's do the nose before I start blending in the mouth, because the blending in the mouth is going to be an adventure. And I think I can just leave this as a little triangle. I don't think I gotta make things complicated here. I'll just let the shadow wrap around what would be a nostril if I was going to draw them. Maybe, I don't know, do I want to put a little dot there? Nah, I don't think so. Do I cut in at all? Again, I don't think so. Okay. I leave it like this. And I just make the transition between a shadow and light here very, very smooth. And I think that will do plenty to show that there is a nose here. Yeah, just like that. Just like that. See, this is why I always get really happy when I can finally work on the face and really get it in detail, because I think this is really when the picture starts coming alive. I really, really like having a face just stare back at me. And it makes everything, working on everything after, so much easier to do, because this is just when things start looking really good. The expression is just always so important. Okay, I don't think I need to render that out anymore. There's just like a tiny little spot, like right through here, that is just for whatever reason really not blending. So I'm just gonna take the blur tool and fix that. And I think that is sufficient for the nose here. Yeah, that is definitely sufficient. Okay. Let's go have a little adventure and start blending in the mouth a little bit. I don't need the nose anymore, but I will duplicate the mouth just in case I totally mess this up. I'm always very scared. Because I don't want it to be blended very strongly. I just want it to be just a little bit softer. And so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to start pulling in some of the colors around it. and pulling out its color. So that'll just soften up the edge a bit here. And I will still have my backup if things don't go my way. And especially over here, I feel like the line's a little bit strong and line-like, as opposed to looking like a shadow. And that's more what I want it to be. Oh, I don't actually have the layer locked. That might actually be a problem, but too late now, I guess. I have my backup if it becomes a problem. I'm just going to make sure that I like what I see here. Alright. Oh yeah, I think this is working. Put a little bit of that down there. And the hard part is always, I just don't want this to look like it's smeared. I just don't like it when things start looking too smeared. But I think this is okay. And then I can add just a little bit of pink on the lower lip and her cheeks, and that should look pretty good. Where is this coming from? Is that some residue from the hair? Okay, maybe it doesn't look like it. Let's see, what are you? No, not the head, just the hair. Where is that coming from? Not the eyes. I have the whole foreground hidden, so... The hand? Okay. There we go. There we go. Okay. Back to what I was doing. Let's see. I want to make this a little bit thicker. And this is definitely not a job for the blur tool unless I keep it super, super tiny. Because that will definitely make it look smeared. And I still want these to look like distinct entities. I just want to, you know, blend it in just a little bit so it's not quite so stark. It's the difference between this and this. And due to the angle, I actually want this side to be blended just a little bit more, the corner. This side will remain significantly less blended than this side. That is just due to angle of the head. Okay, is that sufficient? Do I want that further blended? Probably a little bit. I have to remember that I'm really, really zoomed in, and the effects of what I'm doing here will not be nearly as strong as when I'm zoomed out. I probably want a little bit more here. Especially on this side. But I think that's good. I think that's about the right amount. Okay, let's get those eyelids. I don't think I need to do too much here. I just don't like how well, how hard it is. It's very, very, very sketchy still. Alright, let's bring a little bit more light color into her brow bones here. And then I'll just start kind of bringing these together. So the way I'm seeing it is on the side where the eyelid is. I want this to be blended nice and smoothly, I think. Yeah. So this will be nice and soft. And then over here it'll be a little bit harder. And then as far as I can tell from how from the information my references are giving me, I should also put a highlight right on top of the eyelash here. So I will do that after. But first I want to get this nice and smooth. And then I'll harden up the difference between these two areas after I am satisfied. But I will do that last. So you can see I'm actually taking down the shadow, the darkest part, quite a lot here. And it will be added back in a little bit later. But for now, I'm just emphasizing the smoothness there. And on this side, I still want a little bit more light on the brow bones here. There we go, and now I can do the same over here. Just put a little bit more detail around the eye. Makes things look a little bit nicer. Okay, and I think that's good for there. Okay, now I want to put in that little highlight. So that'll be just like this. It's small, but as always, with eyes being such a important focal point, anything you do to them is actually pretty useful. It just makes them look a little bit more impressive. And I realize I did not put the light on this side. Let's get that in there too. I feel like this corner is a little bit weird looking. Okay, and now I just want to make this here a little bit harder in a couple of places. You can see I'm using a very, very tiny brush and I'm pressing very hard in order to put down as much color as possible. Krita's airbrush is great. It's great for that. Okay, so I think that's good. She doesn't have any, like, eye makeup or anything, right? No. So that should be good. And I want to take back the back part here just a little bit. Okay. And now I can do all the hair shadows around the eyes. Because now they are all done. And this should give me all the information I need to finish up drawing her eyes proper. I do believe so. Also, it gives me enough information to draw the hand proper, but you know what? I want to do the eyes first. That is what I want to do right now. And I am feeling good about them, so I'm going to go merge these two layers and polish them up. So with the light source coming from below, I want to make sure that this bottom part is nice and lit. And that things get a little bit darker as you go up. And right now I still feel like it is a little bit smeary, so I'll tighten up some areas here. I don't want things to look like they've been smeared around. I just don't like that look at all. Okay, so that seems good. Let's do the other side here. Okay. What else would I like to do? Let's see, do I add just a little bit of... No. No, I don't. What about this one? I just feel like it needs a little something, but I'm not sure what yet. Something like what I did for the eyebrows I think could work. Just a couple of little texture lines. Okay, and... I don't know, do I want to put some skin tone on the corners? I didn't really like that before, but I'll take a look. No, I still don't like it. I like the contrast. I guess they're fine. I guess it looks okay. I'll see if I get any more good ideas while I am working on the rest, but yeah, I think this is okay. Let me bring this eyelash out just a little bit more. Okay. So, that means it is time for eyes. And the big thing that I noticed right away is that this is too small. So, first I better fix that. I want to match up with this one over on that side. Too big. Better? Yes, I think that's better. Or is it still a little too small? Honestly, this one is just too big. Okay, that's better. Alright, I definitely want to make sure that that's right before I start digging into this, because if I have to change it later, I'm going to be sad. So I'd rather not be sad. Being sad sounds terrible. Alright. Let's put in some pupils. So things are going to look a little bit extra creepy for a second here. Let's see, does she have special pupils? No. Okay. Let me pick my pupil color then. So once I add them, things are gonna look like extra creepy for a second, but I promise it'll get better. I think that color's pretty good. Okay. So she's looking down. I'm gonna make him a little bit smaller than I normally would. I think it's appropriate. So, like, probably about here? Yeah, I'd say that's about right. Maybe just one more click smaller. Okay, looking a little bit lazy-eyed there, so let's, fix that. Okay, are they in good spots? Still looking at the viewer no matter which way I have the canvas tilted, so that's a good sign. All right. Let's go into just the regular shading now. Pick my shadow color. And I guess I should make a swatch for this. That's a little hot. I think I would prefer something a little bit less hot here. That's pretty good. I think I want it to be a little bit darker. A little bit more saturated. A little bit more even. Not that much. A little bit too much still. I think there's good. Okay. I'm actually doing this on the wrong side. The bottom part's gonna be the part that is in shadow here. Okay. So, before I lose all my colors, I'll go ahead and make an eye swatch up here. Plop these down here. Okay. Now I have to think about how I'm going to do this. How do I want to do this? Kind of refreshing myself on what real eyes look like. So that this way I can figure out how I want to do it here, because I feel like the way I tend to do things normally is I simplify them heavily, and I don't actually think that's appropriate here. Okay, but I have some ideas. So, I can kind of start it like normal. So I'll go ahead and take my two colors here. Oh, I am still on the swatch layer. There we go. So I am trying things again. I don't want this to be too soft. Actually, it's entirely pointless to be putting things around the people right now. And I'll probably put a darker color down here when the time comes, but for now, let's just block in some basic stuff. Okay. So yeah, I think something like this is pretty workable. Go do it to the other side here. I'll do them both at once. Even if there's going to be some science here. I do think that this is fine. And I will just make extra layers if I get scared, and I will most certainly be scared, so there will be a lot more layers than usual here. But for basics, I think this is perfect. Okay, I will go ahead and detail the pupil a little bit then. I always like to have a little bit of shadow around it. I think it looks nice. And I do think I will actually kind of put some softening around the pupil itself. Only a little bit, though. Only a little bit. Okay. So there we go. Let's see here. Let's see. I already know that I want it to be a little bit darker at the bottom. I guess I'll go pick a color for that now. this time. I think I'm okay with it being a little bit hot, so... And frankly, I probably wasn't going to get a very hot color anyway. Maybe not that dark. This is not purple enough. Okay, that's a good one. Just save the color out there so I don't lose it. And let's darken up the bottom a little. Feels weird to be putting the shadow on the bottom, but it has been a while since I've lit a character from below. That's the people, yes. Okay. I just want to blend these colors together a little bit better. Okay. And then I think around the rim on this side, I'm gonna make it just a little bit thicker. Okay. So far, so good. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna go make a group for the eyes here, which is gonna make them disappear for a second. Don't worry about it. Alright. So now I can do all the science I want. And the first thing I want to try is something I used to do a long time ago, but don't really anymore. And that's something kind of like this. I had pretty good luck with it for a while, so let's bring it back. Alright, just kinda bring some spokes in. I think I have the angle on them completely wrong though, so let me try again. So one will be the pupil color, the other one will be the shadow color, and... let me just kinda... try some things here. I have a small brush, I'm pressing pretty hard, so it should be a fairly solid line here. And I'm trying to kind of have it follow the curvature of the eyeball. There we go, that one's pretty good. I can kind of see why I stopped doing it, though. If I press too hard, it gets really dark, and if I don't press hard enough, then maybe I should just try it with the regular old shadow color then, and only use the pupil color in the dark areas. Yeah, I can kind of see why I stopped doing it. Let's do something a little bit more subtle then. Where I just, I don't know, put a little bit of texture around the pupil. How does that look? And then maybe a little bit around the edge, too. So I'm not quite sure what to expect here, but that's okay. I'm trying things. I don't know if I like it. I don't know. I just like the way things look when they're very, very simple. Okay, I have a couple of thoughts. Let's clear this, and I'm just going to set this layer to color dodge. Grab a brush and grab my default color here and just put a ring around it. Maybe addition will be better than color dodge. No, not burn. Addition. There we go. This is assuming I can draw circles, which is a big assumption, but I will do my best. Okay. We make life easier. We make the ring like this. So about how thick do I want it to be? Maybe out to like here. And now I can move it around. And then once I am happy with the size or the location, I just erase out the middle. Okay, that's alright. I might actually leave it that bright for this one specifically. Put it on over here too. So about this distance away from the pupil. Yes. Oh, I still have you set to erase. Okay. A little bit off there, that's fine. Nope. A little bit thicker than that. Okay, yeah, I think that's good. I think that specific location is a little bit bright. So I'll lower the opacity just a little. And then I'm going to do it again. A little further out. Right around here, I think. And I might blur that slightly just to make it a little bit less hard. We'll see. And erase out the middle. I'm going to make this one thicker. Is that a good thickness? I think so. Okay. And same with over here. I'm trying to keep how far away they are from the edge fairly consistent. Okay, that one's too small. Okay. And erase out the middle. Too big. Okay, and then I can just kind of move it around as I see fit. I think it needs to be a little bit bigger, actually. Okay. So now I kind of clean this up and make it do all the things that I want it to do. Alright, I think there's something there. I think I want this to be a little bit lower in opacity. And then this ring, I think I want to break it up just a little. This is kind of how I just do eyes normally, actually. Okay, and It's still looking a little bit flat to me. So I still have more thoughts. Okay. That's my pupil color. This is my really dark color. Let's go back to the eye layer. I think I might even want something a little bit darker than this. Now my pupil isn't quite dark enough, but that's easy to fix. Yep, that's pretty good. I like it. Let's see here. Let's make these a bit darker then. Might be a little bit too black, honestly, but I think I can pull that back a little. Just bring some of this color back in there. Okay, and then the default up here at the top. Just the plain old base color. Okay, and from there... I am not naming any of these layers. That is terrible practice, but I think it should be fine. Once again, I want to try something here. That thought line was way too thick. I want it to be very, very subtle here. Okay. Like, this color isn't working, but I think the idea is, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish it off and then pick the color that I want. Okay. And I will do them together. This way they are the same color and everything is nice and consistent. Okay. So let's make this darker. Like, much darker. I guess the opacity is probably really, really low since I was using the airbrush to draw it, so that's probably contributing here. Why it doesn't feel present enough. Okay, and I will take back some of the ones up at the top here. And then I'm going to do the same thing, but with the layers set to screen and using a lighter color. I guess I'll use the default one for now. Yeah, this isn't light enough. Nah. I'll just leave it on screen. And I'll just lighten it up once I'm done. I'm just gonna go doop-de-doop-de-doo and not worry about anything right now. So I have an idea in my head, so... I will try to get that vision going. Okay. Take it back. Actually... I want to get the color right before I start taking it back. Once again, opacity too low, so we duplicate and merge, and then mess with the color. Okay. now I got a bunch of random texture in there. Actually, what the heck is going on with that eyelash here? You are not eyelash. You are eye. I just have a little piece of eye white sticking out there. There we go. Okay. Back to what I was doing. I want these light ones to be in very specific places. Okay, so how's it looking so far? Not super noticeable, but I think that's probably positive. In fact, I'm going to take it back just a little bit more here. Okay. Maybe actually, I'm gonna blur it very slightly. I'm leaving the picture at 100%, so that's why I can actually see what it'll look like. Very, very slight blur to it. Okay. I still don't want it to be super noticeable. So now I'm gonna add another layer. I will call it Shine. This one will actually get named. And now I'm gonna lighten up some key areas here. Okay, I hate this color. This one's alright. Let me try color dodge. I want it to be a little bit more like yellow. But everything is just turning white here. This is going to be way too yellow now, right? Oh no, it's not actually. Okay. Alright, this seems okay. This should all look pretty good once I actually go in and add the specular highlight that makes things look moist. I want to blur this line just a touch. Okay. And same here. Nope, that one can't be blurred quite that much. Okay, and then a few key areas I want to be just a little bit brighter. Okay, let's put in the specular. Let's see, so where is the light going to be hitting this time? So it's coming from the bottom, so I think it actually hits more like right here. Look, does she have special speculars or anything? No, they're just kind of small. So I'll try to imitate the style used there a little. It's a little bit more like that. I don't know if I like it like that though. Hers are very, very small. Okay, let's try again. I don't like those ones. So I'll keep them a little smaller this time. Then there's like a tiny one over here. Maybe more like here. I'm trying to keep it a relatively similar style because it does kind of affect the impression of the character. Mine are still a lot bigger, but is that okay? Doesn't look like she's looking at us anymore. That's actually kind of a problem. Okay. Gonna have to move things around a bit. Hopefully that still all works out with everything. Okay, it does. We're good. And I think I'm gonna lighten up the bottom a little bit again. I think it got too dark again. And I think I want to take back my textures a little bit more. Especially in some places that are meant to be a little bit darker. Okay, and I think I will actually darken this just a little. Contrast got a little bit too high. I do love me some contrast. That is true. Okay. And then just the regular old color, a little bit through here. And by shadow color again for a little bit more around the rim here. Yeah, just something like that. I'm just making it a little bit more uneven. I think it's cool. Okay. How's that? I think that's pretty good. Yeah, I think I could be happy with that. How does it look when it's all zoomed out? So it doesn't look like her eyes are glowing or anything yet, and that's fine. I think I should have quite a lot of that once I'm able to, you know, turn this layer on and get the rim light all right. But that said, I will add just a teeny tiny bit of red. Maybe not like red, but like somewhere around here. Just set this to like hard light and just put a teeny tiny bit around here. I need it to be more glowy. Maybe screen. Oh, it's just not bright enough. Okay. No, it's not working. Let's see here. I know it's in my head. Okay. We need loud. We need to be super loud. So yeah, something like that. Okay. So yeah, it's not gonna look glowy yet. I think that'll come a little bit later. But I will kind of get the process started here. Just all the way around there, and I still have a little bit more work to do with the specular, but I think everything else looks alright. Let's see, is she looking the right direction? No, the pupils are still off, aren't they? Okay. Little bit down. It's amazing how much the shading can change the gaze. And she has to be looking at the right spot. If it's not, if she's not, it messes up, like, everything. Everything is just a little bit worse when the gaze is just a little bit off. Okay, I'm gonna pretend this one doesn't exist right now. I'm gonna focus on getting the one on our right looking at the right spot, and then I will adjust that one accordingly. No. This one needs to go a little bit lower. Little bit over here. Little bit higher. Okay, that one seems good. Is that right? Let me flip it. This one looks a little bit small now. Okay, if it's a little bit small, I can make it just a little bit bigger. Things are soft and fluffy enough that I think it's okay. Okay, and if I think if I bring the entire eye a little bit further this way, maybe just a little touch bigger there. There we go. Okay, now it looks like she's looking the right direction, I think. That'll be something I check up on. Like, if you want to just watch my little bit of derping around with it here. And just how big of a difference that little move made. So this is what it was like before. And then I moved things around a bit to find the right spot, and now it's like this. So, it can make a surprisingly big difference, even though I did not actually move it that much. Okay, and with that said, I think I need to move the side of this one just a little bit here. Have it be a little bit more centered around the pupil and whatnot. Okay. And actually, I think that you need to be a little bit smaller. Okay. So that'll be something I keep an eye on. It does happen more often than I'd like to admit, where stuff about the gaze gets totally messed up as soon as I shade the eyes. It's always very unfortunate. Alright, let's finish these. And I want them to be more round. Okay. Now I make them look shiny. The first thing I always like to do for this is I color them a bright color on the opposite end of the color spectrum as the eye color, which in this case is going to be somewhere around yellow. Let's see, I think I wanted to spread out just a little bit more than. Okay, that seems pretty good. Alright. And for these, since they're a little bit more detailed than my usual fare, I think I will even add just a bright light. And once again, I think I'm going to bring it toward yellow. Just set it on... I'll try a screen for now. And just have a bright light right around here. In the shadow area. This might be a little bit too bright, but I'll start here. And I will adjust the color once it's done. Because it's gonna fade out on the edges here. This should just make it look a little bit more moist. And perhaps three-dimensional. I've had good luck with it. When I don't want to keep things like super, super simple. Just something like this. I'm gonna fade it out just a little bit there. Just soften it up a little. I think it's a little bit too hard. Stands out a little bit too much there. Part of it's the color. I need to kind of take it back a little. But like I said, I was planning on figuring out the color after I kind of had the shape the way I wanted it to be. I don't know, will color dodge look better? No, I think screen will look better. A little bit more cloudy. So here I hit Control U to bring up hue saturation. Unfortunately, you cannot see my hue saturation window, but you can see all the colors change. Okay, I think I want to blur it very slightly. That's too much blur. No, and I can't... the colors I used up there are too yellow for this, so maybe I should make them a little bit more pink. Let's find out. I do like the way the yellow looks, though. Okay, in that case, maybe I should make this guy a little bit more pink. I'll just go with a nice, super loud pink for this kind of bit of reflected light. Yeah, that works. I think that works. Let's see, before and after. Yes, I think I like it. I just want to blend in the color a little bit better here. So that might be a job for the smudge tool. Let's go. Actually, probably the blur. Just right there in the corner. Right there in the corner. Okay. Yeah, that looks pretty glowy. Okay. I'm happy. I think eyes are done. And normally this would be where I'd probably do the hand and work on her arm, but I really have been wanting to get into clothes here, so I'm actually going to do that. I can do what I want. Anyway, let's go. So first, I got to start cleaning up some edges here. They're definitely messy. I'm going to hide the lower part for a little bit. We're going to get some neon green because I never had to erase my placeholders. And I just want to get this shape looking good. That's always the first thing I do before I start shading things. I make sure that the space it takes up is where it needs to be, and then I smooth everything out so that this way I can just go and lock the layer and never have to worry about coloring outside the lines. And it just becomes a non-issue, and it's very, very nice. So that's always my first step, and I will do it with the bottom part too. Before I start kind of coloring everything. As you can see there were just some blurry edges from all the transforming I had to do to get all of this looking right. Okay. So the bottom part is actually going to be a little bit more of a thing to smooth out here. Because I don't think I have all of, like, the various pleats and stuff necessarily in the right place yet. And this is where I kind of have to make all those final decisions. So it's not quite as free as some of the other areas. So I'll be paying very, very careful attention to all of this, and I don't think her pleats are quite this square. Let me take a look. Yeah, they're a little bit softer. So let's see, I probably want this guy coming out a little bit more like that. Just make it all a little bit rounder. And kind of have them flow into each other a little bit more smoothly. There we go. There we go. Okay, and this one is going to kind of disappear behind this one due to the perspective, so I want kind of a something like this, where it's connected kind of behind this part. And then over here, I'd be rounding out this guy a little bit more, I think. And I think I want to do something similar here, so this part will start kind of coming down. It'll go a little bit deeper in there. It'll be a little bit easier to see because the pink frills will show. I guess I'll go ahead and put that in there just so I can see. Okay. And then this guy will go all the way to the edge here. And it'll just kind of disappear behind this area. Kind of like this. And I'll let this one come out a little bit further just to make it a little bit more clear what's happening there. And let's see. I think I want a little bit of a breeze coming in. So I'm going to make them separate a little bit more than they currently are. So this side will come down a little bit more, and this one will ruffle a little bit harder. There we go, something like that. All of this was largely just to figure out the rough shape and location of all of this. But now, rough shape and location is not good enough. I have to actually know where all these things live. Everything has to kind of get into their final location now. And that is actually quite important here. Actually, I think this folds more this way, yeah. And then this one will come out. Kind of fold into it like that. And we'll get something like this. So this side, I think we kind of see the whole transition. The folds aren't necessarily just, like, overlapping each other super hard or anything. So we just kind of see them fold together. Okay. And then I think we see, like, a little corner coming out through here. Maybe not. Maybe I should just have this face this way a little bit more, so I don't have to worry about that. Okay. So I think that's fine. I'm gonna have to zoom in and clean that up a little bit more, but this is good. Once again, I'm cutting into here quite a lot because I think that with the way that they're overlapping here, this one will actually fade further back like this. And we'll see it kind of come out into the next one here. And then this guy will turn this way. No, not quite actually. Okay, no, this way looks more correct, so I'll stick with that. I will stick with what feels right here. I cut this one down too much. Okay. And these are heavily overlapping, so I think something like this is actually fine. And then maybe another little guy just sticking out there. But he's mostly just gonna be kind of in the back. Alright, how's it looking so far? So far, so good. Okay. Everything's really dark around here, so I'm actually going to invert the colors for just a sec while I go ahead and smooth out all these edges. Just so I can see a little bit better, and then I can get into blending all these colors together. But like this, everything will just be nice and smooth, and I see that I have some pixel dirt here. Probably... Is it pixel dirt or is it a hole? I guess I'll test for hole first. That is dirt. Okay. Okay, it's from here. Makes sense that I wouldn't have noticed it since the colors are all very similar. And the only reason that they're so contrasted now is because I had to invert the colors. So Okay, now that little bit of dirt will not interfere when it comes time to actually shade all this properly. Okay. So as always, I'm being very particular about the edges here. Because now this is the end. This is the end, so everything has to be exactly how I want the final image to look. And I gotta say, I am really looking forward to putting all the room light in here. I am. That's gonna be a good day. I'm also looking forward to drawing this magic circle. That will also be a good day. I love magic circles. They're so cool. They're so much fun to draw, too. Okay. But yeah, so far so good. This is cleaning very nicely. I don't even really feel like I'm having to try that hard. I thought that it might be a bit more of a thing to figure out how I wanted this back part to look, but I think this is actually all pretty okay. And I think I can bring a lot of it out once I start shading everything proper. Okay, I want this to be a little bit smoother here, so let's get this shape a little bit more nice. But I think that's pretty good. Alright. So now it's mostly just all the interior stuff that's off. I think the bits going around the edge look pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and do the pink frills too. Just because I changed enough things that they look really wrong and it'll bother me the entire time I'm trying to shade this. So I'm gonna go ahead and put them in proper. I'm just gonna start over here. Let me take a look at how they actually work. I'm trying to figure out what is exactly going on here. So I think that this blue part is shading and not supposed to imply that the frills are a different color. Oh no, they're definitely a different color on the inside. Because like this wouldn't have very much shading at all. Okay, so they're pink on the outside and blue on the inside. Is that consistent elsewhere? We don't really see them elsewhere. But yeah, I can see there's a little bit of shading here, and the illustrator used a different color. So yeah, they're definitely blue on the inside. Okay, I will keep that in mind. And what kind of frills are these? Are these squares frills? Yes. Well, They're a bit more round. Okay. So I'll draw them a bit more like this. Where it just kind of goes back and forth. Did I really get the right color? Because this doesn't look right. Yeah. I see. So that must have been a highlight color, not a shadow color. Oh, I didn't pick a shadow color for these, huh? Okay, that's fine. I don't need them yet. I don't need a shadow color yet. Just with the way I was using them, I thought that this was the shadow color, not the other one. Yeah, and they'll get thinner as they go back here. Let's see, with the way this is, I think it comes out a little bit more like that, and it'll be quite thin back here. It'll be very, very thin back here. Okay. Then over here, we'll get something kind of like this. I'm still just kind of blobbing my way through. But I think it should be fine. So there we go. They are on. That is enough for now. I will get their shapes right when I feel like doing the shadows and whatnot for them, but I don't want to right now. I just want to work on the dress. I have been wanting to shade this thing for a long time. I like shading clothes. It's fun. So I was thinking about how the light hits this, and I think I actually have this going the wrong way. I think it should go more like this. So I'll just take my airbrush and do that. Yeah, I think that looks a little better. And now, hopefully I can get this shape looking a little bit nicer. Trying to think about which sides are facing the light and which sides aren't. Since I don't like what I had before, so I basically get to start anew. And here, I think the transition will be quite soft. Oops, wrong button. No, I don't want to crop the image. I just want to switch between my light color and my dark color. The foreground and the background color. So I don't think that there's going to be a lot of folds there. I think the folds are all going to come down here. And up here will be pretty fold-free. And I don't think I have a swatch made for this, and I should. I don't want to lose my colors, so... Let's see, I'll still put all this in the moon. Let's see, I think that's just the... This is just the default color there. Okay, and then we have this one. And then over in her sleeve here, I have a couple of ones that are slightly different. Okay, so I'll make sure I have those too. Alright, back to what I was doing. So now I know I will never lose the colors. Try to make this nice and smooth. It's that one, right? Yeah. So this is the default, and then I have the shadow color Did I put it up there twice? Looks like I did. Okay. That's fine. I don't really feel like fixing it. Okay. And then I will do the same on the other side. I think I just want here to be super soft. Very, very well blended. And I think I want a little bit more darkness up here. Kind of off on this side. Okay. And I just have to be careful not to overblend all this, of course. But I think this is looking all right here. Okay. Now then. Bottom part. And this is where things are gonna get... This is where things get tricky. The top part I knew was gonna be mostly a gradation. I think I want more dark on this side, though. Kind of behind the hair. And maybe even a little tiny hint of shadow from the hair right here. And just a little shadow in there. I think that'll look a little bit better. But yeah, that part was going to be pretty easy. This is where it gets real. So I have to kind of figure out how I'm going to wrangle all this. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do that yet. So let's just get started. Let's just start feeling it out. Let's see, this is my normal color. Yeah, I'm gonna want light there. It doesn't feel right to make this side dark though, so I won't. But we'll just leave this whole thing really, really light. And then I think it's fine to just kind of have some folds sitting at the top there. And then use this part to make things extra, or to show the darkest parts. Or some of the folds in there are. Oh yeah, and I haven't drawn the little pleats on her waist yet. I guess I should do that before I get too deep into this. No, it's fine. I'll start cleaning this up and I will draw those after, I think. I'm thinking very, very hard about where I think the light hits these and where I feel like that they are turning in space and whatnot. So I'm gonna leave it a little bit messy for now, just a little bit cleaner than it was before. But still a bit messy. And then I think I might even add a lighter color to certain areas. Because right now I'm just kind of using the default base as the lightest points. And I think I can afford to, or, you know, not afford, but I think I even actively, like, want to have some lighter colors where the light would hit the most strongly, like right here, and on the side here. Probably on the side here, too. I think that'll look really good. Okay, let's start trying to connect the chest here. I think the cloth here is a little bit thicker than what I was doing there. I mean, it looks like it pretty thoroughly keeps its shape. mean, I think I can mostly draw what I want, honestly. So whatever shapes I think look best. I don't need to think that hard about the cloth. There's a time and a place for it, but I'm not sure if it's here. I don't feel like this smoothly transitions, though, so I do want some idea of where they connect. I think this might be pretty good, though. This looks pretty okay. I think I like it. Okay. And then with the way this is facing, I think this has to be kind of like that, facing toward the bottom there. And then this fold will cut in there, and I think this needs to have a little bit more direction to it. Oh yeah, you can see I'm not cleaning up this quite as thoroughly as I did the chest area here. I don't think it's time yet. I'm just making sure that I understand where these folds are going to go and which areas I think are going to be the brightest. Even back here, I plan to add a little bit more definition. But I think I'm getting a pretty good feel for how all this goes. So hopefully next time I will be able to add in the little frills on her waist here. These little guys. And maybe even some of these buttons and stuff. Well, nah, I don't think I'll go that hard into details yet. But basically, I can do things. Things will happen. It'll be great. So I would like to add some lights for the lightest places as well. That is definitely something I want to do before I fully render out all of this. Oh yeah, things are looking a bit more structural here. So I'm happy. I can kind of understand what's going on now. Oh, always a nice feeling. I don't think that these necessarily have to meet up entirely, but I'll go ahead and do it for now. Okay, I think that's pretty good here. Good enough for now, and now for this back part here, I just want to add a couple of light spots where I think the light hits, and I think it's mostly like right there. Maybe just a little bit right there. Okay, and all that seems good. Let's go ahead and add the lights. So I'm gonna go pick my nice light color. Is that good, or do I want a little bit more contrast? I think that's good. Maybe a little bit more pink. Since I do picture the magic circle kind of a pinky purple type deal. Okay. So that will come... Actually, I should add this to my swatch before I forget. Where'd it go? There you are. Ah, the joy of having way too many layers. Okay. Pretty much all of that, then probably just like half of it on this one. Over here, it'll hit the side really hard. But I don't think it hits over here. I think it hits a little bit through here. And then I do think it hits here. But that's about it. And then on the top here, I'll put just a little bit over here on the front there. Okay. And that does mean I have to adjust the colors here because these should match pretty closely. Okay, so something like that. I think that looks pretty okay. Let's see, I don't really want to start anything new, and I want to make sure that I am happy with all of that before I really render it all out, and of course I want to draw the waist frills. I probably have time to get into that, but the big thing that I'd actually be interested in doing is adjusting my backlighting here. And actually getting all of this correct. Since, you know, there's less and less things that are going to change. Actually, I should use the airbrush eraser for this. And now I can kind of at least get the face right, because, man, I have wanted to mess with this for a while now. And basically all I'm doing is I have a color that I have filled with a dark, or a layer that I filled with like a dark purple. And I'm just going through and erasing the areas that I don't want to be in shadow. So this is how I'm going to be handling the moon. And the eyes being lit doesn't make sense, but I don't care. This is firmly a case of I think it looks good, so I'm gonna do it. It's fine. And I'm not gonna worry too much about the places that are still pretty unrefined. There are a lot of those. But the areas that I've worked a lot on, I'll go ahead and start getting that backlighting in there. It's just one of those things that's looked weird for a while, and I just want to see it. This is, strictly speaking, not really the time yet, but again, it's fine. It's totally fine. Just because I feel like that, you know, this layer is like one of the most important things for atmosphere. So I like keeping it at least somewhat updated so I can test it out to make sure that everything looks good. And I just find that this method is a nice, easy way to get some very nice rim light. So I'm mostly focused on where that moon is going to be hitting, and I'm going to start getting a little bit messier. Because now we're getting into the places that are just less refined. Okay. Probably a little bit on the side here. And all I'm doing is erasing right now. And I'll put some on the fingers here. And around this thing on her wrist. Just all through here, and I like to kind of put something that almost looks like a hair highlight in there on the sides. I think this catches it a little bit, and it also looks good, so that's always a plus. I'm going to highlight that nose just a little. I don't know, do I want to get the corner of her mouth at all? I don't think so. Maybe just a little bit on the cheek here. I'll let it catch this hair just a little. And hair itself is a little bit translucent. So I let some light kind of shine through it. Which also means that this little bit of her chin, I think, gets caught. And certainly this part of her neck. This part of her neck too, actually. That's a little bit too far out. I think that's about as far as it goes. And when I refine this proper, I'm going to do a little bit more with like textures and stuff and that kind of thing. Alright, and so value-wise, I think that's about where I want it. Let me see. Yes. Because the important part is going to come in this. So I would like to actually pick a good color for this now. So it's going to be coming from the moon. So I want it to be somewhere kind of in the realm of whites and a little bit red. That's all yellow and green. Where's the red? I guess it's already kind of in the reds. Maybe not quite that hot. And I don't want everything to like go to white. I might need a couple of different colors for this. So for now, I'll focus on what looks good on her hair. And I'll ignore the dress for now, because the dress, I'm realizing, it just straight up needs a different color. But I think this looks pretty good for her hair. It's kind of an orange, it looks like. Alright. I'll just go ahead and clear it, and now I can start adding some of the lights here. And I guess the tiara will need some of its own as well. But this should start making things sing. That's always how I describe when things just start looking really nice. Because, I don't know, I can just always hear the picture singing a song to me. Alright. So these are going to be the lightest areas hit by this. And should really just bring out the rest. And again, clothes, probably going to need a different color. But I'll go ahead and just put down what I can for now. Pretty much all of this is going to be just in this light. And I'll still put it in the eyes because I can. Again, doesn't necessarily make sense. I don't think it has to. Okay. So something like that. These ones will just be completely in there. And I think a little bit kind of on both of these. A little bit kind of on her neck here and shoulder, I think. So it kind of stacks with the darker part, but I don't know. It just adds a cool stuff. And I can't argue with cool stuff. So let's see. I just don't feel like the lighting's quite there yet. Let me hide my swatch since I'm working on compositional shenanigans. I just don't feel like it's quite there yet. Do I have it too dark here? No, I don't think so, because I want her to stand out against the moon. The moon too purple. Let me just drag this across here a little bit, but I don't think so. I think it's okay. So what is missing here? I do not yet hear the song of the picture. I guess I can adjust the color on the clothes real quick. Find the right color for all of that and see if that helps any. Let's see, I can't remember if I put any over here, so I'll go ahead and just grab that. And I want to exclude the hair. Okay. So pick a slightly better color here. Okay, so that's a little bit better, and because now the eyes just look completely blown out. So I like the little bit of red on it, but maybe not over the top. Like, I like it in the pupils especially. And then maybe I want like 20% light here. Why do I have you locked? Is it something with the eyes themselves? Do I just have that highlight color a little bit too bright? No, I think that's fine. Maybe the one above it? No, I think that's fine too. Oh, that's interesting. So basically what I'm looking at here is I'm kind of trying to get the lighting into the closer to the final state so that this way maybe I can take a nice thing to use for an updated thumbnail. And for some reason it's just not looking as good as I want it to. And I'm not entirely sure why. So, I mean, this is definitely kind of being absorbed into maybe too much darkness. So I guess I can try taking a little bit more of the shadow back here. But it's like I've done rim light like this before, and it's worked out fine. So I am not sure what's happening. But it's alright. I'll go ahead and poke at it a little bit more. And see if I can get it into a state where I am happy. And the nice thing about softer coloring... Let me see, do I have the color picked? The nice thing about softer coloring is that I don't have to go all or nothing. I can have a gradation. So I can potentially put more areas into the light if I am inclined. So I can kinda... I can't go back and forth quite as easily here since I'm using the eraser. And my fingers keep wanting to hit X to switch colors. And that's not quite what I'm doing here. So I can kinda... I don't know... mess around with this a little bit. And see if I can find a nice... balance here. I'm not quite sure what that'll look like, but I'll hunt around for it. And this way I can have the, like, really bright light be something a little bit separate. So I could see something like that working, so let's try it. And just try to get this into a place that I am happy with, because if I have to stare at it until Saturday, well, I just don't like it anymore, that would just be so sad. Especially since I just did the face and really liked it. So I'll try to get it there before I stop. I don't know, do I want a little bit of light here? I guess it looks okay. I'll try it. This is one of those ones that doesn't make sense, but if it looks good, that matters more than the sense making, so I would roll with it. And then I guess I just make it bigger on this side. Yeah, I could see this working. And only like half the mouth there. Okay, yeah, it's starting to come out a little bit. I guess I just had too much shadow shape in there. And then maybe I just want the difference between some of these areas to be harder. So right now it's pretty soft. So when I talk about the contrast there being harder versus softer, I'm talking about the edges between things. So in this case, like if I were to just cut in right here like that's a pretty hard line. But if I just very gently kind of carved it in like this is pretty soft. See? The edge, quite soft. And so I was wondering, hey, maybe some of the spots are a little bit too soft there. I think I'm okay with making this a little bit soft, though. And then, like, a shadow from the hair being nice and hard, and then the rest can be soft. That seems like it might be cool. Have a little bit of contrast between my edges here. Okay, yeah, it's getting there. That's definitely a bit better. Like, I was scared for a second there because I'm just like, man, I don't like this at all. And that's just a terrible way to feel, especially after everything else seemed like it was going so well. Okay. I'll keep poking at that a little bit. I'm not sure how much I'm going to be able to, like, do down in the more unfinished parts, but her face looks better now. So that's good. Let's get a little bit into the neck and shoulders here. I mean, I'm trying to get things into kind of their final state here. So if something looks wrong, it's gonna look wrong forever. Like, there's only so much I can do to fix things at this point. But I'm still not finding myself especially pleased with everything. Let me see. I'm just thinking about how I handled things in times past. When I was doing softer shading more often. It has honestly been a while. I guess that's a point too. I realized that I did not blush her cheeks here. So I should do that. So that I get like my hottest red. And then I just kinda lightly brush it in with my opacity brush. Very, very light. Because otherwise it gets very, very red very, very fast. In fact, this might even be a little bit too red on this cheek. And I'm already using kind of a pink shading here, so I don't think I need as much as usual. Let me go ahead and just put in the little blush lights that I like. A little highlight on her nose there. Actually, a highlight on her nose and cheek should be somewhere slightly different than usual, since this is lit from the bottom. Okay. I guess I'll put a little highlight here too, and let me just put a little bit of pink on the lips as well. At least the lower one. Okay. I think that's a little bit strong once again, so I'm gonna take it back just a little. Okay. So very much a case of just because of the shadow color I used. Okay. So I'm still just thinking about what is stopping this from being the way that I want it to be. Some parts do look a little plasticky, but that's not something I'm really going to be able to fix until I am ready to go hard on the lighting here. Okay. But I think I know what to do. Let me see, if I turn off the dark, does her face look fine? I think so. I'm not sure how I feel about the hair overall, but I think it's okay. And I'm also wondering if I just go up to the top here and add some, not mask, filter layer. There we go. Add some curves here. Oops, no, not that one. This one. Well, I like it more. Because if it's just a contrast issue, I'm not going to worry about it. Contrast is easy to fix at the end. And to be fair, my taste is very contrast heavy, so it could definitely just be a contrast issue. Okay, I still don't quite like how loud the color is on the dress, but I think that'll be something I fix later. I'm pretty much just focusing on the face and the hair right now. But yeah, that helped a lot, and then if I take this, get my color again, I should probably just add this to my swatch, honestly. Let's do it before I forget again. I'll just flop you here, I guess. Oh, I have you set to erase for some reason. I'm not going to remember what you are, so I'm going to go put you out in the corner. Okay. I'm going to try to fix some stuff around the eyes. There is something not right here. Let's just plop the entire thing back into shadow, and I'll try again. Or maybe I shouldn't have the eye whites at all, and I should just do the irises. I guess that's okay. If I do the whole thing, does it work? I feel like I'm kind of mumbling to myself, but man. Here versus here. A lot of what I'm doing is largely intuition based, so it's a bit harder to describe than usual. But basically, there's something off about the lighting. I don't know what it is. I'm trying to figure it out, and I'm having a rough time at it. Art is hard. No, I do think it looks better with the whites. Do I want to plunge that back? I guess I do. Okay. That might be part of it as well. With maybe just, a little bit up here. Okay, yeah, that works. Her face looks really red like this, though. That'll probably be something I fix with the color balance layer, so I'm not going to worry about it right now, but that is definitely something I'm keeping in mind. Let me see, I have my curves layer on right now, right? Yeah, that's helping a little bit. Let me try an experimental color balance layer, see if I can make her face look a little bit less red. I'm assuming it's going to be a mid-tone. I'm not going to worry about what it does to the background right now. Not easily. Okay. In that case, I'm gonna have to do it manually. And all I really want to do is desaturate a little bit. Is there an equivalent to like the sponge tool here? Photoshop sponge tool. I've never actually had to desaturate something before. It feels weird. But I think there is. Lighten, multiply, burn, color. No desaturate, huh? Okay, well, I will just adjust color then. And I'll just take the color I have and just make it a little bit less colorful. And so there should still be parts that are quite bright. Or, very red, since I did blush her cheeks and stuff. Okay. Face looks a little bit less red now, so I think that's fine. I guess I feel like some of the lighting from the bottom might be lost with my backlighting. I guess I can try to add a little bit of that back in. So that's the joy of being able to gradate just a little bit here. So this way I can keep certain areas still pretty dark, but not necessarily like fully. So this way I can still make it look like rim light. I don't know if I like that any better, actually. Where's my swatch? Okay, yeah, I don't think I like that better. Worth trying, though. Okay. I got a mystery to solve here, and I'm kind of determined to do that before I leave. Because, man, would it be unfortunate to just mauled at this until I can work on it again on Saturday. What is so off? Why are you not singing to me yet, picture? This should be the point where that kind of starts happening. In theory. Okay. It's not as bad as it was. I fixed a lot of it. So I don't think it'll drive me, like, super crazy at the very least. But nonetheless, I do want to try to figure out at least part of it. And I know part of it is, you know, that I'm not done. The not done part is not helping. Are you not bright enough on the rim here? Did I make you too soft? Do I need to go in and just harden up the edges here? Because I mean, it's possible. It is very much possible. So I'll try pressing a little bit harder with my airbrush, or you know, maybe I should just start again. But this time use a hard brush. And we'll just leave them hard right now. Since I'm not quite sure how all these are going to shake out. And I know that certain areas are going to need their own special colors. And that's just kind of how it is. Pretty normal with light. I find shadows you can get away with using one color a little bit more easily. But, highlights are particular. They know what they want and will not be happy unless they get it. Okay, so that's gonna make this messier than it otherwise would be. That's kind of the nice thing about the airbrush, is that it's less particular. It's a bit less particular. So I'm just gonna kind of messily go through this real quick and see if that helped at all. And actually kind of did. So yeah, it's my edges are too wishy-washy. Okay. That is fortunate. That is a very easy thing to fix, and I wasn't trying very hard to keep them super clean to begin with. So that is reassuring. Look, man, when I put on the thing that is supposed to make the picture look cooler, and I was like, holy shit, I hate it. It looks way worse. I just had that moment where my heart sank, and I was like, oh man, what am I doing wrong? But I think I wrangled it. I don't hate it anymore. Now I can just accept that it's not finished. So that was a little bit scary, but I think I'm okay now. And I should actually erase down here a little bit around the legs. There's gonna be a little bit of light showing through there too. But yeah. I was just like, oh no. What happened? But I think I got it. The red being too loud on the dress aside, I will put all that on a separate layer at some point later. It's fine. I think we're good. And it should look even better once I actually, you know, put all the details on the bats and stuff. So there we go. I think I can be happy. I feel better now. So, I guess I'll leave it there for today. Apologies for all the mumbling, but I was worried. And I wanted to make sure that I fixed it. So I hope at least some of that was comprehensible. Of just like, my intuition said something was wrong. And when it's intuition, when it's just a feeling in my heart and not something my brain understands, I can't really describe it. But unfortunately, I mean, I'm a pretty intuitive painter to begin with, but I feel like art is very much, very much, something that is felt more than known. Knowing helps, but you gotta feel it too. So, it is one of those things, and man, do I look forward to lighting the background too. But there we go, I think I fixed it. All is well, and so, I will stop here for today. So, thank you all for coming, and I hope you're able to make something wonderful today. And you know what? I hope you're able to fix all the problems with your intuition too, when you just feel something is wrong. And you don't know what. I'll see you all tomorrow.